Welcome back to BladeRank. Not every knife is built for the real world. Plenty of blades look great hanging on a wall or sitting in a display case, but take them into genuinely harsh conditions and the weaknesses show up fast. Rust creeps in, edges chip, handles crack, sheets fail. And in a real survival situation, miles from the nearest road, in freezing rain, dense jungle, brutal desert heat, or on a snow-covered mountain well below zero, a knife that fails isn't just inconvenient, it can cost you your life. A survival knife built for harsh environments is engineered from the ground up for exactly those conditions. Not a controlled lab, not a cardboard box on camera, but the harshest, most unforgiving environments on the planet. The steel has to resist rust and rain, salt water, and humidity. The edge has to hold through sustained chopping and battening without dulling or chipping. The handle has to stay secure soaked, muddy, bloody, or frozen. And the sheath has to hold the blade through hard movement while still releasing it instantly on demand. Today on BladeRank, we're counting down the top 10 best survival knives built for the harshest environments in 2026. At number 10, Gerber StrongArm, developed with direct input from military operators. The StrongArm has earned genuine respect as a hard-use survival blade that performs across the full range of demanding environments without needing a premium price tag. It's built for conditions where the knife sees salt water, mud, extreme cold, and intense heat with zero maintenance between tasks. The blade runs 4.8 inches of 420HC stainless, put through Gerber's proprietary heat treatment that pushes it well above what standard 420HC typically delivers, landing around 5860 HRC for genuinely solid edge retention and corrosion resistance. The drop point profile handles the full range of survival tasks, with a reinforced tip for prying and piercing and a sweeping belly for clean slicing on food and cordage. A ceramic coating protects against corrosion and salt and fresh water while cutting friction, making this a strong pick for coastal and maritime survival use. At 4.7 millimeters thick, the spine gives a solid, flex-free backbone for battening and prying without adding unnecessary weight. At number 9, Morakniv Garberg, full Tang. This is the knife that proved Morakniv could build a genuinely heavy-duty, full Tang blade, a real departure from their partial Tang heritage, and it's earned endorsements from survival instructors worldwide since launch. The blade is 4.3 inches of Sandvik 14C28 in stainless in the standard variant, an upgraded alloy delivering strong corrosion resistance for coastal, jungle, and wet forest environments where rust is a constant threat. Morakniv's heat treatment takes it to roughly 5860 HRC, giving excellent edge retention while staying easy to sharpen in the field. The classic drop-point Scandi grind is ideal for the task's harsh environment survival demands: wood carving, feather sticks, tinder processing, shelter building, all benefiting from the direct feedback a Scandi edge provides. At 9.3 inches overall and just 6.5 ounces, made in Sweden and backed by Morakniv's warranty, the Garberg is a genuine standout for harsh conditions. At number 8, Cold Steel SRK SK5, built for professionals working in genuinely hostile environments who can't afford a knife that fails under pressure, and its long production run and continued endorsement by serious field users backs that up completely. The 6-inch blade uses SK5 high-carbon steel, a Japanese industrial alloy. Cold steel favors for its balance of toughness and edge retention, hitting roughly 5759 HRC after heat treatment, harder than a lot of budget survival steels. The clip point profile gives a strong, controlled tip alongside a generous belly for skinning, food prep, and cordage work, and at 6 inches the blade generates real chopping leverage for brush clearing and kindling splitting. A baked-on anti-corrosion coating handles rust protection in wet and coastal conditions while cutting glare, and the 5mm spine has a flat section built for ferro rod use. The Cray X handle absorbs shock and stays grippy in salt water, mud, or freezing temps, backed by a secure X sheath with a positive snap closure. A proven harsh environment survivor at 10.8 inches and 8.3 ounces. At number 7, ESEE 5P. ESEE built the 5P for professionals who needed something bigger and heavier than the 4P for sustained work in jungle, Arctic, desert, and maritime conditions. The 5.25-inch blade is 1095 high-carbon steel hardened to 55-57 HRC with a toughness first heat treatment that prioritizes impact resistance over max hardness, meaning the edge deforms under extreme stress instead of chipping or cracking, which matters a lot in the field since a deformed edge can be reground with basic tools while a chipped one can't. The spine runs a full 1/4 inch thick, one of the thickest in the production survival knife category, giving it rigidity that handles hard battening and extended prying without flex or vibration transfer. The flat grind moves cleanly from that thick spine into an efficient slicing edge. At 10.5 inches and 12.8 ounces, with a MAL-compatible Kydex sheath and ESEE's unconditional lifetime warranty covering everything, including user damage. At number 6, Ka Bar Becker BK2 Campanion, designed around one standard. It has to work in every environment, under every condition, without failure, and the steel choice, geometry, and spine thickness deliver on that. The 5.25-inch blade is 1095 Cro Van, a modified alloy with added chromium and vanadium that boosts corrosion resistance and toughness while keeping the field sharpenability of standard 1095. That chromium content matters a lot in humid or salty conditions, extending maintenance intervals significantly. Hardened to 56-58 HRC for impact resistance, the spine sits at a full 1/4 inch thick, making the BK2 one of the most capable battening and chopping tools in the category regardless of blade weight. It handles hardwood battening and shelter-building prying with total confidence, and the handle keeps its grip wet, cold, muddy, or frozen. Total length 10.5 inches, weight 16.5 ounces, MAL-compatible polymer sheath with retention lock. At number 5, Fällkniven A1 Pro. Fällkniven has supplied blades to the Swedish military and international special forces for decades, and the A1 Pro is the flagship of their professional survival line. The 6.3-inch blade uses their proprietary 3G laminate, a hard VG10 stainless core sandwiched between two softer 420J, two outer layers. The VG10 core hits 60-61 HRC for genuinely exceptional edge retention, while the soft outer layers act as a shock-absorbing jacket, flexing to absorb impact during battening or chopping instead of transferring it to the hard core, which is exactly what prevents the chipping that plain hard steels suffer under impact. The result is a blade that's simultaneously harder, tougher, and more corrosion-resistant than any monosteel competitor at a comparable price. The convex grind is engineered specifically around that laminate structure. Total length 11.2 inches, weight 9.7 ounces, trusted by military survival instructors and extreme environment professionals worldwide. 4. At number 4, Tops Knives Fieldcraft BOB, born out of professional wilderness survival instruction, developed with instructor Jason Salyer, whose field experience spans genuinely harsh terrain across multiple continents, and built entirely in Twin Falls, Idaho with American materials. The 4.25-inch blade is 154 cm stainless, a serious upgrade over the typical 1075 or 420HC found in budget survival knives, hitting roughly 59-61 HRC for edge retention that holds up through significantly more cutting before needing maintenance, critical when resharpening opportunities are limited. Corrosion resistance is excellent, making it well-suited to coastal, jungle, and high-humidity environments. The drop point full flat grind handles the whole range of survival tasks. The 4.5mm spine has a squared edge for reliable ferro rod use, and a false edge near the tip adds secondary cutting capability. Full Tang construction, 8.75 inches overall, 6.8 ounces, deep carry MAL-compatible Kydex sheath. At number 3, ESEE 6P, the largest knife in ESEE's core lineup, designed by the company's professional survival instructor founders for the most demanding all-around field use their students and military clients face. The 6.5-inch blade is ESEE's signature 1095, hardened to 55-57 HRC with that same toughness first heat treatment that handles jungle chopping, Arctic battening, and desert hard use without chipping. At 6.5 inches, it generates real chopping leverage the shorter knives on this list simply can't match, with enough mass to process substantial firewood and handle big game tasks. The modified clip point with a long sweeping belly delivers excellent slicing performance for a knife this size, and at 1.31 inches wide, it gives effective chopping impact, plus a stable food prep surface. The 5.5mm spine has a squared edge for ferro rod sparking, and a black powder coat handles corrosion protection in jungle, coastal, and humid conditions. Total length 11.75 inches, weight 11.6 ounces, deep carry mall kydex sheath, and ESEE's full, unconditional lifetime warranty. This is the knife most recommended by survival instructors and field professionals on this entire list. At number 2, Zero Tolerance 00060 Tolerance was built specifically for military operators, law enforcement, and serious outdoor users who can't accept any compromise in reliability, and the 0006 is their definitive statement on what a professional survival fixed blade should be. The 6.38-inch blade uses CPM-3V, a premium powder metallurgy tool steel from Crucible Industries engineered specifically for maximum toughness alongside strong edge retention. The powder metallurgy process creates an extremely fine, uniform carbide structure, which is exactly what lets it hit properties conventional steels can't combine. ZT heat treats it to 60-62 HRC, an edge that stays sharp through weeks of hard field use that would demand multiple resharpenings from 1095 or 420 HC blades, while still resisting chipping under hard chopping and prying, because the powder metallurgy structure distributes stress evenly instead of concentrating it at grain boundaries. Corrosion resistance is significantly better than plain carbon steel, making it a strong fit for coastal, jungle, and high humidity environments. Built for the most demanding harsh environment applications where performance simply can't be compromised. At number 1, Fällkniven A1 Pro Forest Knife, taking the top spot for excelling across every category that actually matters in harsh environment survival: steel quality, geometry, handle durability, corrosion resistance, chopping and battening capability, fire starting performance, and proven field reliability across the most extreme environments on Earth. The 3.8-inch blade uses Fällkniven's finest 3G laminate, a hard VG10 core between soft 420J 2 outer layers. The core hits 60-61 HRC through Fällkniven's proprietary heat treatment, delivering edge retention that outlasts any mono steel survival knife on the market. The soft outer layers act as an impact-absorbing jacket, flexing to distribute the hard lateral loads of chopping and battening instead of concentrating them at the core, the exact mechanism that prevents chipping in hard mono steels under equivalent impact. This laminate architecture represents the most advanced blade construction on this entire list. At 1.02 inches wide and a 5mm spine, it has genuine backbone for battening small to medium wood and prying tasks. Field-tested and trusted across the Arctic Circle, Scandinavian wilderness, tropical jungle, and high-altitude mountains, the definitive harsh environment survival knife of 2026. That's our top 10 best survival knives built for the harshest environments in 2026, from the dependable Gerber StrongArm at 10 to the unmatched Fällkniven A1 Pro at number 1. Which one would you trust with your life out there? Let us know in the comments. If BladeRank delivered real value today, hit subscribe and stay locked in. We test hard, rank honest, and we're back every week. Stay sharp, stay prepared. See you in the next one.